I think it's interesting the 49ers injury issue because it's been persistent for 10 years and they only tell us what the issue isn't. They never say what it is. And they always say, well, nothing means more to us than the health of our players. And we're going to look into it and we're going to figure it out. I don't know that any of those things are true. Is the health of their players that important to them? Because it doesn't seem like it. They're the most injured team in the league every year, and they don't make any changes. And now this electric substation thing is an issue, and all Jed York does is dismiss it. Well, it's basically, there's no actual science behind it, and it's probably, it's not a coincidence that we have the most Republican team in the league, and our players are buying into it because it seems kind of like a political, like if you're of a political, a certain ideology, you're going to be more prone to believe things like this. That seems to be his attitude about it, which is very dismissive. And, maybe he's right. I don't have an opinion on the science. I don't know. I've listened to people on both sides. I think there's enough there that the Niners should address it, but they won't. Fine. Then there's the trainer. The trainer falls under the same umbrella. Injury stuff. And while we don't have definitive evidence with the substation, definitive science, we do have definitive opinions on the trainer from the players. He's the lowest graded trainer in the league. No other trainer got lower grades from the players than Dustin Perry on the 49ers. He's been with the Niners since 2017. He's been the head trainer since 2019. The entire time they've had injury issues. Their own players don't like him, don't approve, don't give him, they barely give him a passing grade. He's the lowest grade of any trainer. It seems to me if the Niners were truly concerned about the health of their players, this would be where you start before the substation thing. Your players are telling you you have the worst trainer in the league. Get a new one. Why wouldn't you? Unless he's a family friend, which he kind of is. He's married to the cousin of Matt LaFleur, who's a Kyle Shanahan guy. And it's weird how incestuous this whole tree is, whatever you want to call it. If they keep him, despite him getting the worst, the C- grade from the players publicly, then from a player's perspective, wouldn't you ask, like, do they really care? They won't do anything about the substation. They won't acknowledge it. They won't move it. They won't help us there. They won't bring in a new trainer. They won't even update the training room. Then the training room got a C- as well. There were other training rooms around the league that got worse grades, but C- training room, C- trainer. They've been getting low grades for years in this department. They get great grades everywhere else. It seems like the Niners care about game day experience for the family, travel experience. It seems like the Niners care about nutrition and having a good chef and having food that's delicious, having a good weight room. These are all things the Niners get A's in. They really want prospective free agents to understand what a good meal they're going to get in Santa Clara. Man, you're going to get a steak. You're going to get some chimichurri sauce. You might get some fucking béarnaise, and you could take that shit home. Take as many steaks home as you want. Eat up. Go to the weight room whenever you want and have the most up-to-date stuff in the weight room. But if you're hurt, you're dead to us. We don't care about you anymore. Isn't that kind of if they don't address this, how else do you take it? We really care about you until you get hurt. Then you better make like Fred Warner and set a freaking Guinness Book of World Record. You set an NFL record in recovery time. That's what George Kittle's trying to do, right? Don't hang out in the training room. Don't get too comfortable with the trainer. Get the hell out of there and get back and start eating steaks again. That's why I think the trainer thing is an even bigger issue than the substation. Because the substation is going to end up being a 50-50 split. Some people think it's real. Some people don't. And if the Niners don't address it, half of the people will be like, well, they're doing the right thing because it's just a conspiracy theory. So it's going to be controversial in a 50-50 split. The trainer thing should be total consensus. Who who which segment of Niner fans are saying no, Dustin Perry needs to stay? No, let's keep the trainer with the worst grade in the league. I understand people being like, "Hey, man, until there's like real, like a lot of scientific evidence backing the substation thing, I'm not really gonna." That might be a factor, but I'm gonna think it's like 10th on the list of factors. The trainer, I can see people saying, no, this is the factor. This is it. And this is the first variable they need to address. Sorry, Dustin, nothing personal, but you've had 10 years on the job to find some type of a solution. You clearly can't. Got to bring in someone else. And you know what? They're not going to do that. And the fact that they won't do that makes me wonder who, who is so complacent here? Is it Kyle? Is it John? Is it Jed? Is it all of them? Jed said, I love that. He was on with, well, who was it? Kay Adams. Kay was doing like a quasi interview. And she said, like, Jed, I told John. I told John the other day, when you guys are healthy, you guys are in the Super Bowl. And Jed's like, I know. I know. Well, if it's that fucking simple, then the number one thing you do this offseason is fire the trainer and get someone who's really good, who's not from this freaking organization. Who does things totally different. If that's all it is. But you know what? How much you bet they won't? How much you want to bet that Dustin Perry will be the trainer throughout 2026? How much you want to bet they won't move their practice field? What does that say about this organization? If the health of your players is the most important thing, then act like it. Prove it. Don't just say it. It's easy to say that. Give us one action. One. Trainer or the substation. You got so many things you could do. Is that so? I mean, don't you guys agree with that? I'm gonna look through it here real quick. I mean, you haven't been getting a ton of super chats and stuff. BNA established 1988 says David Montgomery needs to be more Lombardi to be a 49er. We have a standard to uphold. Our conservatism is more important than winning. Are you saying that David Montgomery wouldn't fit the 49ers culture? Wasn't it funny when Kyle Shanahan was talking about how much he wanted Cam Scatterboo, how great he is? He would fit. Although Cam's from Northern California, you never really know. You know what I mean? You can't put those Northern California white dudes in a box. You never know.